This is of course lightpollutionmap.info, and it just got a update that added some really cool features that I think you guys will like, and I just want to run you through them today. So if you are into astronomy or astrophotography, you'll be very familiar with this. This is of course the light pollution map, and this shows just light pollution. However, there has been some really cool updates that I want to show you. Now, you might have already spotted some of them. If you go up here to the overlay, you will see, usually before we would have the VIRUS, which of course is the visual infrared, like top-down views basically. This is essentially data taken from satellites looking at light emitted during the night. So this is light emitted, but it doesn't necessarily show light pollution, because you might have a very dark area like here where there's no real light emitted, might be a forest or whatever, but the area will obviously still be light polluted because of the cities surrounding it. So this is what this one does. So back before this update, we would have to rely on what's called the World Atlas from 2015. And the World Atlas, what that does was essentially it took this data here, and then it would use that to calculate a best guess for what the light pollution, how much the light is going to be reflected back down on that position. And that's by light from zenith, so right above you. However, now we have the sky brightness option in here. And this does exactly the same thing as the World Atlas. However, it uses a newer model. And as you can also see here, we now have drop down so we can see it year for year and how the light pollution have changed over time. So we can go back and see it, and we can go up to modern days and see how things has gone worse and worse. This also means if you do select the sky brightness up here and we click in like a spot, let's take one here, now you can see a trend for how the sky quality is changing over time. This is pretty cool. You can see whether light pollution is increasing or decreasing in various areas. They're likely going to be increasing. As you can see here, sky quality goes down, meaning more light pollution. However, that's not the only thing they've added. You might have noticed this button here that says all sky, and this is so cool. I really love this. Let's try to open this up and I'll show you. So now it calculates, it takes a bit of time, but once it's done, there, look at this. We now get a fisheye view. So this right here in the center is straight above us. And then you can see the light pollution around us. So now you can actually see here down close to the horizon at 10 degrees, 20 degrees. We can see that based on this fine grid here. And this is why often people say, like, don't try to image at like 10, 20 degrees, because look how much light pollution is around here at the edge. And as we go up further, up to around 30 degrees, then it becomes more manageable in this random spot that I picked. And you can see the higher we get up towards zenith, obviously, the better there is. So that's really cool. Let's try another spot here. Let's say we go here, right north of Copenhagen here. And if we open this up right here in this random spot, there, we can now see all that light pollution from Copenhagen down here to the south. And it's slightly better up here towards north. This is super strong. I'm really liking this. Now, the keynote of you might notice here, but that it doesn't go all the way to the edge here. There's like an area here where it doesn't really show. Let me show you why. I actually just quickly want to jump over here on Google Maps, and I want to find a small city called Isafjordur. Beautiful little fishing town. And this is sitting nested between two mountains. So the reason why I want to jump over here is because I just wanted to show you what the view looks like from inside the city. So here's the city. You have these tall mountains on either side. So this is just so you have a view of what the area looks like. So we have mountains towards the northwest and to the southeast. Jumping back over to light pollution map, we're once again gonna find Isafjordur. Right, here it is. And if we take and just put down a marker here, there we go. And we now take the all sky. Now I guess you're beginning to see what it is and what that black border is around the edge. There you go. You can now see northwest, we have mountains, and southeast, we also have mountains. This is terrain. So this means what it's doing is it's also calculating whether if you have mountains, it's obviously not going to be able to calculate like buildings and stuff like that. But terrain features, mountains that are in the way, is gonna be modeled in here, so you can see how far up you need to go before you get above a certain horizon. Super cool. I really like this. This is a very nice addition, I think. But they have added a few more features that I want to show you. If we zoom way out here, you can also see here we now have a day-night check mark we can set. And if you set that, we can now see basically just where is daylight and where is night. So right now we're here, I'm in Denmark right here, we can see here, that line there should be the day-night terminator. Then we have this first band here is civil twilight, we have nautical twilight, we have astronomical darkness, and then we have full-blown astronomical night in here in this blob here. And we can see how that is moving around. And I haven't been able to find, there's some time zone stuff going on there. Look at that, that's funny. That is weird. That doesn't look right. Anyway, I think there's some time zone mix up there. But however, I haven't been able to find a way to, because it's always showing like what it is now. I haven't found like a time slider or any way to move this forward so we can see when we go into the different parts of it, unless you use one of the new widgets they added, which is under tools. There's a number of tools in here, like, oh, I wanna measure a distance. Let's say I wanna measure from, I don't know, like Copenhagen to there. We can see both the bearing or the azimuth, if you want, and also the distance, which is kind of cool. Point information. This is of course the default when you just open that up. They have a number of different like tools in here, but the new one is the moon widget. You can also see it says it's experimental. So I think the moon widget just shows you based on what's centered on your map. Now this makes more sense now, and we can see again. We can see the moon illumination. We can see the moonrise, moonset. We can see sunrise, sunset, and we can see when the astronomical night starts and ends in your current position. So again, zooming in on Denmark, I can see that my astronomical night starts at around 11 p.m. and stops at around 3:30 p.m. So that's about the time window I have if we want to do astrophoto. We are heading into the summer over here, so observation time is slowly going to be less and less. And the last feature that's worth mentioning, if I just turn down the overlay here a bit, is that you now can choose between different base maps. So you can have the Google Maps if you want. I think that's the default. You can also swap it over if you want to see satellite view. I think we had that before, but now you also can have the Apple roadmap if you prefer that layout, or you can have OpenStreetMap, which is also a option. You basically have options. You can pick the one. Maybe some of them have some information that some of the others don't. But you now have the option to pick the street map or the satellite views that you like. What do you think of these features? Let me know in the comment section, and also let's have a discussion. What other features would you like to see added to Light Pollution Map in the future as well? Comment sections below. We're going to be testing both inner city, we're going to head out to the suburbs, we're going to go out to some more rural areas, and then finally it's time for the actual messier marathon attempt. I had to wait quite some time for some clear weather, but eventually the weather forecast